Welcome back to another episode of How Did They Grow? I created this podcast because I wanted you to learn how other coaches, freelancers, service providers, and course sellers are growing their business, landing 10 to 20 new clients every single month, paying them 50, 100, 200K months. See, if they've done it, you can too. And that's just the reality. And I want you to listen to these podcasts to understand what strategies are they using, what techniques are they exploring, because it's in these gems that you can apply it to your business and actually scale things up. When you're ready and you feel like you actually want to learn practical, proven methodologies, or even you want to hire a team that can build you a profitable personal brand, book in a chat with our team because we can guarantee you go viral and guarantee you get clients for your business.
And welcome to the show, guys. This is the How Did They Grow podcast. And today we have on Matteo or Matthias, whichever one you prefer, Matteo Callahan.
Matteo, two T's, Matteo.
Matteo is cool?
Yeah. You're good, though.
Matteo,
I appreciate you.
Huh?
I just say you're good. I appreciate you. People mess it up all the time. Trust me. I'm used to it by now.
All right, bro. Let's get it from the top.
Yeah.
And welcome to the show, guys. This is the How Did They Grow podcast. And today we have on Matteo Callahan. Matteo, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I appreciate you, Mike. So, yeah, I mean, I'm 25 out here in the Tampa area, Tampa, Florida. Originally from Michigan, though. I was born and raised in Michigan to my beautiful, beautiful mother. Bless her heart. You know what I'm saying? God bless the mama. But I drove down from Michigan, bro, when I was 23 with $100 to my name. Drove all the way across the country to Florida. Never looked back. Dropped out of college. And now we're living life on our terms. I haven't worked a job in 2 years. Really, I'm just in a position now to where I can help other people just live life on their terms. You know what I'm saying? And just really achieve freedom in all areas. So that's what I do.
Amazing. I like that you said that. Let me kind of start this one with kind of a hot question. What is something that most people are chasing and you feel like you're not worried about it anymore?
Man, I really feel like validation is something that I have stopped seeking a long time ago. And this is why, because when you start seeking internal validation and validation with your creator who made you, who speaks to your conscience, when you start to have conscious congruence, that's when your life really starts to change and you stop living for external validation, what other people think. People are going to think one way or the other. Whether you do right by them, you do right by you, they're going to think one way or the other. You're always going to have haters. So you might as well be hated for what you love to do, right?
Exactly. People are always going to talk. Haters or not, even family who are not haters are going to talk, right? So you just got to focus on what do you want, as you said, and looking for internal validation, right?
100%.
Amazing. Bro. This one is like a quick question in between. Do these have to be in order?
No, not at all. I mean, preferably I did chat GPT this shit a little bit. Not gonna lie to you, but you can ask me.
All right. So why trading?
So honestly, brother, first of all, ever since 2020 COVID, right? Everybody remembers COVID. We all got taken off of our jobs, put in our house to think and sit with ourselves for about 9 months straight, right? And that's when I first jumped into the entrepreneurship space. And my very first experience in entrepreneurship was direct sales. I figured, what's the best place to start? Sales, right? When you can learn to sell something, never be broke again, right? So I learned to be in sales with Amway. A little bit of a short story here. And there's a reason I'm saying this. So I got into sales, right? I was selling laundry detergent. I was selling cleaning products for the kitchen, water filtration systems, stuff like that. And then from there, I got into selling life insurance. I drove down to Florida, started selling life insurance, right? Went from selling life insurance, got into the e-commerce space. And then I went from e-commerce into doing trading. And there's a reason why I went that route. It's because all of the things along the way, and we can do a part 2 to this for sure, just to like really break it down the whole way. But trading is one of the only things that buys back your time truly. And the platform that I do it on, the people I do it with, more importantly, make that a reality. Because the reality is, the statistic is 90% of traders fail in the markets. Only 10% actually make money. And the reason that 10% make it is because 90% of the people are losing money, and that goes to the 10%. So if you can be a part of that 10%, understand what they understand, act off that information the right way, then you're going to become just as successful as those people are, right? So Trading was that vehicle for me. It bought back my
Amazing.
time, truly.
Amazing. So you're saying like if you could start over again, with phone and Wi-Fi, you would go down the trading route.
That was my route personally. That was what I did. But it's more than just about what you do. It's who you do it with. And it's more importantly, who you are as an individual. Success is internal. The world is as you are. Have you ever heard that before? The world isn't as
Yeah.
it is as you are, right? So
How you
that being
perceive it,
said, yeah, if I had to start over from scratch, bro, if all I had was phone and a Wi-Fi, I would just start building my own brand, building my own personal brand, who I am as a person, and build it around my own personal truth. Not trying to build it around tactics or trends or anything, what other people think, not seeking validation, but just building it around raw, soul-aligned truth, truly. And that's where it led me. That might not be where it leads everybody, but that's where it led me, and that's where I'm leading people.
Amazing. With crypto, I said crypto, with trading and forex and everything, you said 90% of the people fail. Why do you think that is? Because I think a lot of the information is out there. There's no real hoarding information. The information's out there. Why do you think most people still fail?
Yeah, that's a great question, brother. So truly, bro, success isn't blocked by lack of knowledge. It's blocked by lack of identity. Success isn't blocked by lack of knowledge. It's blocked by identity, because you can have access to the right information, but if you don't know how to operate off that information in an aligned way that is patient, that's disciplined, right? That's consistent, that information isn't going to be useful to you. You can give a very, very, very good tool to somebody who doesn't know how to use it whatsoever, like a professional camera, right? You can give a $10,000 camera to somebody who's never taken a picture before, and I guarantee you that a professional photographer will take better pictures with a cheap camera, because they know they have the skills behind it, right? So yeah, it's the experience, it's the identity, and your identity is crafted over time and consistency. So I want to tell you as well, bro, and to the people watching, the best way to change your identity or to cement it and to grow it is to get around the right people. You are the 5 people you spend your most time around, right? If you spend your time around top traders and you learn that with them, you will become one. But if you spend your time around a bunch of broke people who do nothing but smoke and partake in self-sabotaging, then that's what you're going to do as well. So you need to be around people that match your identity, who you want to be with as well, who you want to be like, who have what you want, and you'll become that. So yeah, that's why success isn't all about just the information, right? It's how you use it. It's who you use it with, truly.
Man, and this, I definitely do agree with you, in terms of the right people and the right circle are going to influence you and all that. The big goal for a lot of people is like freedom, right? For you, we were speaking before, you said freedom and success are not really the same thing. Kind of break that down.
Yeah, brother. For me, I think freedom came after the success, personally. The truth is, freedom is the foundation, it's not the reward. You have to be free in your mind first before you're free in your pockets. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
freedom is a state of mind. It's a state of being. It's choosing to not let anybody tell you who you are or what you do. And everybody defines success differently based on what they want in life. But for me personally, and what I believe, and this is how I view the world, success is defined by how much you are able to imprint your will on the world around you. So it's the level at which you're able to exercise your freedom. Some people are very free in their mind, like they genuinely have a free mind, but they're unwilling, they're unable to put that into the physical reality of the world around them. There's people who are working a 9-to-5 job right now who are developing a free mind, but they haven't broken out of the system they're in yet. And that's because the system wasn't built the wrong way. The system is designed exactly how it's supposed to work. It's just not designed for you to win. So it first happens in the mind, and then it happens in the physical world we live in. So yeah, brother, Freedom comes first.
Kind of break that down. Kind of break that down. What you said. The system is not designed for you to win.
Yeah, bro. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly how it was designed. You're just not supposed to win. The truth of the matter is that there's the 80-20 rule. I always like to use this as an example. It's applicable to almost every area of life. And the 80-20 rule states that 80% of the outcomes come from 20% of the efforts or the inputs, right? So 80% of people are working for the 20% who create the systems for them to work, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with working a job. I'm not saying that whatsoever. We need our society to run as it is.
Someone's got to flip the burgers.
Bro, literally, somebody's got to flip the burgers. My mother's a nurse. God bless her heart. She's literally helping save lives on a daily basis. And there's several different people in several different positions. You know, doctors, lawyers, teachers, all these people are very, very necessary for society. But for me personally, that wasn't my idea of freedom. That wasn't my idea of success. It wasn't my idea of giving back to the world as I felt called to by my own conscience, right? So the system that we live in is brought up for you to go to school. In the words of Rockefeller, this country has been built to create workers, not thinkers. That being said, we're training our children to go to school, to graduate, go to college, become $50,000 to $100,000 in debt, pay that back over a span of 50 to 60 years, work a job, pays them $50,000 to $100,000 a year, maybe 150 if you're doing a really good job, right? And then in your 60s or 70s, get a couple $1,000s a month off of Social Security, your retirement, right? This is what we've been taught. This is what we've been shown how to live. This is the system. This isn't a broken system. It's just a system designed to not let you make what some people make in a day, what you would be making in a year. I know people who are making $100,000 in a day, and that's not anything crazy for them. Like, that's actually the normal, but that's not the system that we're brought in to. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
it makes
bro.
a lot of sense.
And it's just because they chose to learn differently. They chose to walk differently and talk differently and think differently and be around different people than the system is showing us to. You know?
I hope you're enjoying this podcast. I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're learning so much practical wisdom, because that's what I really wanted from this podcast. Now, I just want to quickly say, if you're looking for a team that can actually help you explode and go viral with your personal brand with proven methodologies, I say this because I've been doing this for the past 5 years. We've got a team of 30 people who are ready to go ahead and explode your brand so you can get clients begging to work with you. Have a chat with one of our advisors. You can book in a chat using one of the links around this video, because that chat might just change your life.
At what point did you realize, the system is not going to work for you?
When I realized everyone following the rules looked exhausted and no one was actually free. Because at the end of the day, everybody that I looked around who was following the system that I was taught to follow, including my mother, they were not living life on their terms. They were living life on the terms that they were told to live by, that they were taught. And I looked around and I said, what are the terms I want to live on? And is this path that I'm being told to follow, is that going to lead me to where I want to be, how I want to live? You have to ask yourself that question. A lot of people ask, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You have to ask, how do you want to live? It's a different question. It's a completely different question, because when you ask, how do I want to live? You're asking yourself more of a lifestyle, more of an open-ended question than just what do you want to do, right?
Definitely. So for you, what was that?
What did that mean for me? Personally, brother, freedom for me meant living life on my terms, giving back to the people around me that I love and care about. My family, my mother, my fiance, my brothers, my sisters, my future sons and daughters, my team, the people I do business with, helping other people achieve their dreams. That's what I strive to be. That's who I am. That's how I want to live. I want to be a leader for visionaries who crave freedom, because at the end of the day, I am a very big visionary. I've always had a very big vision, very big dreams to create very big things for big people. And
Yeah.
that freedom of choice to have the options to live in anywhere you want to be in the world and spend your time doing anything you want, however you want to do it, with whoever you want to do it with, that is the freedom that was placed in my heart a long time ago. And
Amazing.
creating a system, creating a team, creating a vehicle to do that with and to do it for is my definition of freedom personally. Being able to give back as a living sacrifice to the world around me.
Amazing. And the vehicle you chose was Forex, right? So kind of let's get into that in terms of business wise. What do you do now in terms of you do coaching? You just do trading? How does that look?
Yeah, bro. So have you ever felt like you were stuck doing everything right? But wait, let me say that again. Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right, but you were still stuck? Like you were working really hard, chasing success, checking all the boxes, but deep down you knew you weren't actually free.
Yeah.
Well, I have too, bro. That's why I help visionary leaders master health, wealth, and wisdom, build real digital leverage, and surround themselves with a high integrity network on the same mission. Because it's not just about what you do, it's who you do it with. I mean, I'll keep it real with you, bro. I used to be chasing all the right things personally, money, success, the next level, you know, all that stuff. But deep down, I still felt stuck, right? I was doing everything right, but it didn't feel right. And that's when I stopped chasing and started aligning, attracting. Now I help visionary leaders master health, wealth, and wisdom, build digital leverage, like I said, and surround themselves with a high integrity network that's on the same mission. Because it's not just about what you do, but who you do it with, like I said.
Amazing. And you said, we spoke before, you said like right now, what you're trying to do is try to put more people on and try to give them access to that life and that freedom.
100%, brother. I crave and I strive to be the person that I wish I had in my life 5 years ago. My superhero in my eyes.
I say that all the time, bro. I say that all the time.
Yeah, for real. You know, I think Matthew McConaughey, he wrote a book, and I'll let you guys do your research on that book, but it was one of the first books I ever read for personal development, and it changed my life. Matthew McConaughey, and he also said that his superhero is who he'll be in 10 years, right? It's not some external person. It's himself, who he'll be, who he envisions himself to be in 10 years, in 5 years, right? And I wish to be that person for who I was 5 years ago. And I see so many people like that nowadays who have bigger dreams, bigger ambitions, but they don't really know what to do or who to do it with or how to do it. And they just need somebody who can not lead them down a path selling them a dream, but really just selling them exactly what they need and what they want, which is freedom. It's truth, right? The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. I always like to say that too. It's true.
Definitely. Kind of tell us more about like your stuff. How are you helping these people, man? Are you giving them training? Is it like life coaching? Is it Forex? How does that work?
Yeah, brother. So AkashX in and of itself isn't just a Forex platform. We trade Forex, we do crypto, we do stocks, commodities, gold, silver, all that stuff. And here it's different than just a course or like videos that train people. It's not even necessarily mentorship, but it's literally holding your hand. We have dozens of different educators on there who have all been trading for 6, 7, 10, 12 plus years, all made 6, 7, 8 figures in the trading space. And they go live every day throughout the week where people can tune in and trade with them. And there's also a whole platform with technology. There's 7 different AI scanners for them to be able to leverage the technology in order to know how to trade, when to trade, where. I'm not going to give away all the sauce. You know, you can go to akashx.com. I'll put the link down here in the description. But that being said, bro, what I do particularly, like I said, is I really just help people define what exactly that is for them, what freedom is for them, and I help them achieve it with the resources and the people that I'm involved in. And
like a big brother, man.
yeah,
That's
for real. Everybody needs somebody to put them on to the next level.
Definitely.
And for me, I wouldn't want anybody to put me onto the next level unless they've been there themselves or they're around the same people who are on the level that they aspire to be on, right?
Definitely.
I'm surrounded by 7, 8, 9-figure earners, and I'm on my way to becoming one myself. I mean, you all can see my Instagram and where I am, and I'll show you exactly where I'm about to go. I won't spoil the whole story, but I know God's put a very powerful vision in my heart, and I aspire to bring that out of people with them and live more aligned, live more free in how they're being called to. You know, I can't tell anybody how to be free, how to be successful, because that is for them to define. My goal is to help them understand it themselves so they can achieve it with my tools and resources, of course. But yeah, does that answer your question?
Definitely does. Definitely does. Definitely does.
Yeah.
You know, you spoke about Instagram. You spoke about, you know, how you're documenting everything. Where do you see yourself in terms of social media, man? What are you trying to do with that in 2025? What are the goals?
Man, people underestimate the power of social media, man. One video can change your life. Because if you have, literally, one video can change your life. If you have a video that goes viral and you get seen by 1 million people, even if 0.1% of those people see your video, 10,000 people see your video, and they are aligned with you enough to lock arms with you and really run, then 10,000 people is enough to create an earthquake in the ecosystem that I'm involved in, 100%. And we're headed there. Like we're already headed there. I'm doing what I'm doing, and we're gonna go to the top regardless. But my goal with social media now is to increase my exposure, to really be able to get in front of as many people as possible, because I have access to the tools, I have access to the network now, to where I feel like it would be doing the world a disservice if I didn't offer myself and what I have access to.
Yeah.
And now it's to the
At
point.
this point, yeah.
At this point, it's only a matter of time. Like in 2025, we still have 9 months left. We still got 3 quarters. You know, it only takes 90 days to change your life. And in the next 90 days, in the next 90 days, we're about to do some crazy things. And I want to bring as many people on board as possible. That's really my goal. Yeah.
Definitely. I love that, man. I love that. You know, it's a similar goal that a lot of people in our audience have in terms of wanting to grow on social media and doing all that. Let me kind of ask you, like, just so you can share, what is your strategy? How are you looking to do that?
To grow on social media? That's a great question, brother. So growing is an interesting term because a lot of people mishear it. I don't want to just grow followers.
Yeah.
Being popular, being trendy isn't the goal here.
Yeah.
It's not the goal. And the reason why having a big following isn't the goal is because you can be followed by a lot of people on social media, but actually having people who are aligned with you on the same mission and locked in with you is a completely different story. So I would much rather have 1,000 people who see me on social media who align with me enough to lock arms with me and work in the work that I'm doing and go down the mission I'm on and the trails that I'm blazing, than have 1 million followers. You know what I mean? So with social media, I'm really just going to be giving people an inside look to my life, my story, sharing my experiences, my expertise, and my understanding of the business and the non-business world, because one of my favorite sayings is that business principles can be applied to every area of life, not just business. So
definitely,
you know, I have experiences that I look forward to sharing on multiple different platforms, not just Instagram, but I'll be on YouTube here very shortly, as well as you know, I'm going to be active on Twitter. I'm going to be active on all the different platforms. But yeah, with social media, my strategy to growing is a little bit unorthodox, because it's not just about providing all sorts of free value and educating and entertaining. It's more about identifying my soulmates, as I call them, on social media. People who really feel called and they see themselves in my story and who I am and what I'm doing, you know, and they're actually inspired. Not many people inspire me nowadays. It's a few selected people that can really inspire me. And I look up to those people a lot, and I want to be inspiring to people. So if I had to put it into one word, it'd be inspire in order to grow my following.
Definitely. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, man. So where can the people go to find out and learn more about what you do, man?
By all means, tap into the Instagram, Is That Mateo, ISTHATMATTEO, Is That Mateo, on Instagram, and also on TikTok, as well as Twitter and YouTube. And be posting on all 4 of those platforms. Yep. I say Is That Mateo because they don't recognize me anymore. 5 years ago, I'm a completely different person. You'll see that. You'll see that. I'm about to post a lot about it, but yeah, brother.
Amazing.
I answer every DM. I do not gatekeep. By all means, tap in with me.
Amazing, bro. Amazing, bro. This has been great, and hopefully we can have you on some other time, man. Definitely.
Yeah, I really appreciate you, Mike. This has been a pleasure. We got to do part 2 for real. There's some more backstory to it.
More stuff to tap into, definitely.
I really hope you enjoyed this podcast. I want you to go away and execute everything there is that you've learned. Now, one thing I will say is if you're in a position where you're ready to actually take things to another level, you want structured, clear guidance, you want a team that can actually help accelerate you, book in a chat with our advisors. Why? We can blow up your personal brand to attract clients begging to work with you. All you got to do is book in a chat with our advisors and we can help make it happen. Sound fair enough?